Hi guys, I'm creating this video to answer the question, what is the difference between discussions 7A and 7B and why should I care? So 7A, the research scavenger hunt, is asking you to forage in different fields, so to speak, and asking you to look at a database, a Google search, a pro-con site and a newspaper-only site, as well as find a source that is not usable. It's forcing you to look in different places. Whereas if you were simply to go straight to developing an annotated bibliography, you might pull all 6 sources straight off the general internet or from the same database and miss the depth and breadth of material that's actually out there and pertinent to your source. So I think from a pedagogical standpoint, the research scavenger hunt makes a lot of sense. But I think from a student work standpoint, it's a bit confusing because it is possible that 5/6 of what you put together in the scavenger hunt end up almost exactly in the same format for your annotated bibliography. So here's the thing. The annotated bibliography must have 6 qualified sources that you do plan at this point to use in your paper. In an annotated bibliography, the works cited entry comes first, and then the citation. Then the annotation, which is not that different. In an annobib, it may be that occasionally all of your sources come from the same place, and it may be that you have, the majority of your articles are from a standpoint similar to yours, or from a popular standpoint that opposes your own. So the purpose of the scavenger hunt was to make you look far and wide before you settled on what you settle on for the annotated bibliography. So going forward, I've definitely planned to provide models and a bit more front-loading as to how those are different. But I wanted you to know that as you guys are putting together your annotated bibliography, which is due tomorrow. So I wanted to look and show you a couple of research scavenger hunts that I thought were quite good. So Gethsemane's was the first one I noticed that looked pretty strong. And that is because she put all of the answers to all those evaluating questions in paragraph form, and she included the full works cited entry for each source. And I bet you're wishing that I had opened up this document before I started filming. Alright, so she's got her paragraph about her source and then the works cited entry. One thing we need to change, and this is something I've been meaning to show you guys, is that your works cited entry citations need to have hanging indentation. So one way to make that change, my cheater way, is always to highlight all of this and then grab the bottom triangle and voila. Alright, so she does that for each type of source, and that's pretty good. Basically, your annotated bibliography would be the sources in order by the citation. So it would be alphabetized by the first word of the citation, and then your paragraphs. So this article by Temple, the temporal association between traditional and cyber dating abuse among adolescents, yikes, is actually going to come after this article by Kate Prengeman because of the alphabet. So as you guys are putting together your annobibs, if you missed doing the scavenger hunt, Not a big deal. You did have an extra credit assignment last week, preparing you for giving you a little bit of a cushion, but you still can absolutely put together your annotated bibliography without having done 7A. Let me know if you guys have questions, as always, and then 7B is due tomorrow by midnight.